Alright, what's up guys? It's your boy 90 Soul. Doing a sneaker review of a recent release of a pretty popular shoe. It's a different variation, but when I saw it, it reminded me of a shoe that I grew up with back in the 90s, definitely in my high school years. And I actually had a pair of those shoes. So I thought, you know what, I'm gonna do a little comparison and see how they stack up against each other. You know, which one I'm feeling, which one I think is a better version. You probably caught it from the title. We're talking about the brand new Nike 270 Futuras, I believe is what it's called. And we're gonna compare that to the OG AirMax 93s. Now these just recently released. They're going for 140 right now. You know, I got these from Finish Line. Pretty easy cop. I don't think most people are feeling the design necessarily. Like, it's kind of funny that the name is Futura, when to me it looks a lot more, you know, vintage, a lot more, you know, from the past kind of design than what the new 270s look like. Now, a lot of the new 270s, they have this humongous air bubble, and then it has the additional counter heel here that matches the air bubble, and it looks super massive. Definitely a classic design for the upper. This is definitely what you would have saw on runners back in the late 80s, maybe even mid 80s, but late 80s, early 90s, going into the later 90s. Once it got in the later 90s, they definitely were, you know, changing up the uppers a lot more, doing a lot more with them. This is just basically leather material with some mesh. It's nothing, you know, super advanced. It's got the Nike Air tab on the back. It's got the, you know, the pull tab to help you when putting it on. Insole is just the basic, you know, insole, although it looks a little puffy. Overall, it's just basic. Got the air on the tongue. Definitely doesn't look like your average 270 that's released. I will agree that the 270 is a nice looking shoe. This is my first pair. I haven't really been picking them up. The price on them just seems a little high for what you're getting, in my opinion. And with them releasing a lot of, you know, 180 retros and the AirMax 93 retros and stuff, just wasn't in my catalog to buy. The bottom has that, you know, kind of tubular design that they're doing with the 270s right now. Obviously, this is similar to what you get on a VaporMax as far as the design, but obviously they have the actual outsole over it. It's not just the individual bubbles. The bubble is massive, just like, you know, you expect with the 270s, and then you just have that plain foam. The upper, I mean, we have kind of like, it's not suede, it's not nubuck, but it's like a felt material. When I get into the other shoe, you'll see that that has that same kind of material. Basic tabs. Nothing else. There really isn't much else to say. Bottom looks like it has a lot of tread. Definitely something you could run with even in wet weather. This is a little shallow as far as these grips are kind of thin. I don't know if you can see that, but you know, maybe over time that's going to wear out quicker than one, you know, might want. But overall, decent looking shoe. Looks like it would hold up against, you know, most situations, running, working, all that kind of stuff. Now, the reason why I decided to do this review comparison was because when I saw those, it reminded me of these. Now this is the AirMax 93 retros. I can't remember what the name behind it was. It is kind of a opposite version of the original, somewhat original OG colorway, which I believe the swoosh and the back tab was orange, and this part was blue, and this part was, you know, the air pocket was orange. So it's kind of like these are a little bit closer to the OG. And this is a slight variant, but I mean, when you put them side by side, I mean, it's the same colors. I mean, the blues are exactly the same, the orange is exactly the same. You could almost wear each of these on each foot. I don't know if anybody would even necessarily catch that at first, but mesh materials basically the same. Obviously, these have a little bit more leather on the upper. I know it's kind of bright in here, but a little bit more leather on the upper than it has this see-through mesh. Adds a little bit more breathability. Then obviously has a neoprene liner, which is great. I love the neoprene liners in shoes. You know, the Huaraches, pretty much those mid-90s shoes all had some sort of neoprene in them. The only downside with this is when you're wearing low-cut socks, this back really chews up your Achilles on your heel. So be aware of that if you're getting them. But let me know what you guys think. If you were having to pick a shoe right now, what would you go with? Would you go with the OG or would you go with the new Futuras? Now, weight-wise, I will give it to the Futuras. It is a little bit lighter. I don't know. It seems like it has more material, so I'm not quite sure how that's possible. But this definitely feels lighter than these. A lot of people say these are like wearing bricks on your feet. I do not agree. I mean, I don't feel that when I wear them. But I mean, I do also wear a lot of bulky shoes, so I'm a little bit used to it. Yeah, it's not like wearing Boost or React or any of those shoes. It's definitely, you know, heavier than those because it's made like it was back in the 90s. But to me, it's such a nice looking shoe. That air pocket, I mean, this air pocket back in the day, this was huge. Like, this is what drew it to me, this is what, you know, drew me to it, was how big this air bubble is. And that's the one thing that I think everybody's really liking on the 270s, is that massive air pocket. It really puts it out there. But this was the one that started that kind of trend. So let me know what you guys think in the comments, which you would go with. You know, have you picked up a pair of the 270s? Have you got the pair of the 270 Futuras? There's not really that great of colorways out on them yet, but I'm sure this is going to go somewhere. It's just where Nike's going to take it is the question. Hopefully more colors of this is going to release. I'm really hoping they come out with an all blackout, you know, a clean white that I can maybe customize, and then the pair that I had in high school, which I am dying for, which was a all black with maroon and silver fade in the air pocket, and I believe the swoosh maybe was maroon. I can't quite remember, but I'm craving that shoe so bad. So hopefully they'll release some more colorways, a little bit, you know, maybe ones that don't pop with so much color, that are a little bit more subtle, but we'll see where it goes. Thank you all for watching. I always appreciate it. Peace.